Hello, my name is Frank Silverman, the Executive Director of the Martial Arts Industry Association. And for those of you who usually watch my Business is Business, you'll realize that this is a little different setting. I'm totally in my casual clothes. I'm actually going to be reading from notes today because we kind of have a very extreme circumstance. For those of you who know of somebody or actually have been a victim of Hurricane Sandy, on behalf of Century Martial Arts and the Martial Arts Industry Association, I wanted to send you some quick tips on what you can do. So first, if you have been a victim of Hurricane Sandy on the East Coast up north, please at any point in time feel free to call Maya at 866-626-6226 if there's anything we can do to help or anything you need. If you have not been a victim but know somebody, you may be also receiving this video and we're asking you to forward it on to them. So, a couple things. I put down some notes. We're familiar here in Orlando, Florida, with natural disasters, of course, because we're very prone to hurricanes and sometimes tornadoes as well. So I put down a hit list, if you would, of 7 things that you should be doing immediately if you are a victim of the natural storm that has occurred up north. Number 1 is stop. Take a couple minutes. It's kind of like waking up late. If you ever wake up late in the morning, instead of going into a frantic panic to try and catch up, it's often better to take a minute or two to stop and make a plan. So what I'm asking you to do is stop for a second. Just make a plan of what you need to do and the order of importance in doing it. So take an extra couple minutes just to plan and kind of recoup and regroup. Number 2, next most important thing is take care of you and your family. Now is the time to really sit down and make sure everybody is okay. Have you called your family? Do you have access to them by landline, by cell phone? Do you need to hop on the internet? How can you? Do you drive out there? Is driving out to see your family safe for you? Have they left the city? But number 2, make sure you're taking care of your family. Actually, that should be first on your hit list of when you sit down to make a plan. Number 3, call your members. Once you're safe, your family's safe, you've made your plan, now might be the time to call your members. A lot of us consider our members of our school our extended family. And I've put down here, get viral. Okay, now's the time. How do you get in touch with your members? It might not be feasible if you have a school of 800 people to get all 800 on the phone. Let's talk about Facebook. Let's talk about Twitter. Let's talk about sending a constant contact email to everybody. In addition to, of course, putting a poster on your school and using the good old-fashioned telephone. But let's get in touch with our members and see if they're all okay. If you're a school that is in an area that's been hit, but you're okay, your school's okay, then what can you do for your clients? Could you offer camps? So for example, maybe schools are closed, maybe your public school and private schools are closed, but your school is okay. Could you maybe host camps for them? We did this during the hurricanes in Orlando about 5 or 6 years back, where we were able to open up for camp, and we either charged a nominal fee or we actually did it for free for people where they could drop their children off during the day and parents could go to work or take care of their own homes. And we did that for some period of time. What about classes? Are there other classes that you can do to help out? Maybe start classes a little bit earlier if you're unable to do camps, or maybe even classes a little bit later so people can have, but make sure everybody knows your class schedule. Next, call your insurance company. Hopefully you do have insurance if you've been hit by this natural disaster. So call your insurance company. Understand what is covered and what isn't covered. Some schools may have plate glass insurance to get your glass fixed if that came out from your storefront. Others may not. You might have loss of business insurance where actually if you have to be closed, it will cover you for some period of time. If you own your own building, you might have loss of rent insurance. And if you pay yourself rent, it will actually cover that. There's all kinds of things your insurance policy may or may not cover. But the first step is to call your insurance company to find out. Next thing is, if you have to close your shop, first start looking for a secondary place to hold classes. So hopefully you don't have to close your school, But if you do, now we need to start looking for where can I teach? And as horrible as this could be, we need to really escalate this and move quickly, because assuming that your family's safe, your students are safe, let's try not having a disruption in our business. So you could go to the local YMCA, a local church, a rec center, a community center, maybe an apartment complex has a rec center, any of those places. And keep in mind, you don't need to keep your regular class schedule at first. So let's say you have 4 or 5 kids classes during the day. If the local rec center is not able to accommodate that, maybe just 2 30 or 40-minute classes where you let everybody come at once. You'll find that this can be a community building event that people will help rally behind till you get your school back on track. Next thing is, if you've had to shut your school down for any length of time or you have repairs, you need to hire a contractor probably. And I've got a list here of just some quick bullet points, because the injury is the storm. The insult to the injury is potentially hiring a contractor that ends up, unfortunately, during these terrible times, takes your money and run. We hear that all of the time, not just in the martial arts business. We hear that happens to people all of the time. It was very popular in Florida for people to come by, sign a contract, prepay to have trees taken down from their house or out of their driveway, and then they never did the job. So here's some quick tips for hiring a contractor. First, ask for the copies of their general liabilities and workman's comp insurance. If they don't have insurance for their company, don't hire them. Number 2, check their identification and references. Not just a business card. Look at their business card, but anybody can get that made up for $5. Call some of the references for people they've made. You don't need to hire somebody who just went into business the day the storm hit. Let's find somebody who's been in business and check a couple of their references. Don't pay more than the minimum in advance. If it's possible not to pay anything till the job's done, that's best. But if you have to, only pay a portion. Do not pay anybody for the full entire job until it's complete. Only deal with reputable people in your community. Again, that goes back to checking references, calling your friends, asking who they may have worked with before. And call the police or the Better Business Bureau if you believe somebody is trying to scam you. And hopefully that's a little bit of paying it forward and keeping people other than you from being the victim of a contractor scam as well. So again, I'm going to really quickly recite the list. First, stop. Take charge, make a list of what's important. Second, take care of you and your family. 3, call your members, make sure that they're okay. Consider what you can do to help your members if you are in a position to do so. Next, call your insurance company. We need to do all of these first 4 things very, very, very quickly, because when dealing with the insurance company, you want to be at top of their list. Next, if you have to close shop for a while, let's find a secondary location, whether it be a church, a rec center, any place. Next, hire a contractor if needed. Okay? Make sure that contractor is reputable and go back through the list that I just gave. And call Maya if you need anything. On behalf of Maya, Martial Arts Industry Association, and our parent company, Century Martial Arts, we're here to help you. If there's anything that you need, any questions on what to do, please call Maya at 1-866-626-6226, and we would be happy to help you with anything. Thank you very much.